What's up, you guys? It's your girl Panashe, joined by my co-host Terry, and today we're going to be talking about our fears, because apparently your fears say a lot about you and your personality. So, kind of a strange topic, but Terry, say what's up to the peeps. It's been a while.
Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome again to another episode here on We Brew You Pour. We are here to talk and discuss. Actually, this is a very, very interesting topic, which is real. And I just respect the fact that we talk about real topics that are happening to people, that are happening to us, because I know that somebody is probably going through the same right now. And yeah,
Facts. Someone is
fear.
going through something similar. Well, actually, fear is a part of our daily lives, which is why it's so important to talk about them. And I've actually realized that some of my fears, even the ones that sound small, they relate to so many other things in my life. And I was like, what? We're going to be getting into it the more we get into the episode. But I also wanted to say thank you to you guys for sending feedback about what we've been doing and the conversations we've been having. It's important to us, and just impacting even one person and making one person feel more seen and less alone is important to us. So to kickstart this episode, Terry, could you tell us... Okay, let's play a game. So we're going to sort of set the tone. Would you rather let a spider crawl on your face, or would you rather let a rat crawl on your face?
What? Actually, I'm not really scared of both, by the way. For me, they're both probably the same. But a spider, let's just hope it's not the poisonous one. But if it's a rat, I'm like, ooh, rat. And the rat, if it's not scared of me, I'm like, yeah, just don't bite me. But yeah, I'm not scared of either.
So you choose a rat? Ooh. I actually hadn't thought about poisonous spiders.
No, you didn't specify.
Because I see them all the time in my house. I'm like, oh, spider, welcome, friend.
You think those are the poisonous ones? Nah, those are the normal ones, I think.
There used to be this lie that you eat at least 5 spiders in your sleep per year or something, but everyone believed it, but it's been proved to be a myth, so don't believe that, you guys. Would you rather skydive or bungee jump?
Man, I would really, and I promise you guys, I am going to definitely do sky jumping. I'm going to do skydiving. I'm sorry, skydiving.
Really?
Yeah.
Instead of bungee jumping?
I can
Why?
do both. I just want to have that experience of skydiving. I just want to have that experience of bungee jumping. I already did it, but now on checklist, I need to do skydiving. So anybody out there want to take me out for skydiving, I am open for business.
I feel like I would choose bungee I mean, I want to skydive, but bungee jumping, there's more, you're less far away from the ground, and also there's that rope kind of keeping you close, so it helps, I think. But yeah, that leads to... You used to what?
Are you scared of heights?
Oh, no, I'm not.
Oh,
yeah, my fears are not like the typical things, except, that leads to the main topic today, right?
Yes.
One of my fears is flying, you guys. And I've been thinking about it, and I know why. It's because, it's tied to my other fear, which is the fear of not being in control. Which sounds very weird, because we believe that we don't have control either way. I mean, we really don't. How much control do we have in this universe? But I feel like the little control that I have, I don't want to lose that. So one of my biggest fears is not having control, feeling out of control of the situation, which is why I do not like flying. Okay, I don't hate it that much. But I used to be scared of death, but now I'm not. Now I'm chill with it. But it's more of the control part, because how can I trust someone else with my life to fly me? And honestly, human beings, can you trust someone, the engineer working on the plane? Can you trust the pilot not to fall asleep? I mean, they do sleep on long distance flights, but can you trust someone like that? This is starting to sound like a trust issue
I
as
know,
well.
I know exactly. I was like, what? Is it a fear because you got trust issues? The funny part to you guys is that whenever she's flying, I know she's probably going to get in the flight and sleep. And I always ask her, do you actually wake up to eat? Or food was served whilst yours didn't want to wake up because you're
I knock
scared?
out. Wow.
I would definitely probably have, you know, that probably three-quarters of the flight I'm really awake. And that's if I'm sitting next to somebody who doesn't have problem with me holding maybe an iPad, reading something, or turning on that light so I can read a book. Or if it's too hard, I'll end up using my mobile, and then I usually plug in my own headphones.
Guys, I can't read a book on a flight. Like as soon as I sit down, I fall asleep.
No.
The best sleep I've ever had in my life, because sleeping is already an issue. The best sleep I have is when I'm flying. I don't know what my body releases. It's like, stop stressing, sleep, and then I just knock out. So that's one of my fears. Terry, what's yours?
Apparently, me, I'm really my fears are narrowed. I'm not scared of flying. I'm not scared of heights. I'm not scared of a lot of things. But I think the general fear that I have is the fear of the unknown, or the fear of the yet to come, the fear of not knowing what's gonna happen tomorrow. You know how it is when you feel like, oh yeah, I'm determined, I'm gonna work hard, but the fear of trying to figure out, oh, is it really gonna work, or is it gonna end up being one of those situations where you try to start something and then it didn't go well, or it's gonna be one of those, or what if tomorrow I do not have this person in my life. It's a fear that I kind of have, in as much as I always try and put a positive thinking to it, but it's a fear that's real. It's a fear that exists. It's a thought that always runs through your mind, like, oh, what happens if tomorrow you don't have the job you have right now? It's a fear that I'm like, oh, did I even secure my future that much or that good, that if I lose this job right now, I'm still gonna be okay tomorrow without the job? It's a fear that I have. That's the only fear I have. Yeah.
Wow, only fear. I heard two fears there. Fear, okay, maybe three. Fear of the unknown, and then fear of, I don't know if it's being alone. I don't know if it's tied. Is it tied? You're not afraid of being alone? Okay, you're just afraid of losing the people that you love?
No. I didn't say fear of being alone. I'm always alone, and you know that. Yeah, that's I don't know. It's something that I feel like I try to control it so much.
Okay, fear of losing a loved one. That makes sense. I think we all have that. Um, well, before we go on, I'm just going to say, so what apparently this website called safe.com, safe365.com, it says that people who have fear of the unknown have like to have control over the situation and hate unforeseen events. The fear of the unknown is a basic human reflex, to protect yourself, survival. So it sounds like to me we have the same fear. Control. You've been making fun of me about control, but you there too.
Yes. It's a human reflex. No,
Don't go
no.
there.
No,
Don't go there.
you just watched an episode of some clinical or surgery video. The next thing is you're already on Google. You're trying to search, oh, do I are these symptoms?
No, I watch it. I used to watch a lot of doctor shows. I used to watch a lot of like drama, just weird stuff before life got real, and now there's just too many thoughts in my mind. So I watched this TV show. This man was sitting at lunch, and then he suddenly got sick, and then he suddenly lost like his speech and everything. Brain tumor, boom. So I have a fear of getting sick now. Like I overthink everything. I don't know if it's because I live alone, but every small thing, like headache. Oh my gosh, is it a brain tumor? Uh leg pains. Oh my gosh, am I going to get amputated? So yeah, I have a fear of getting sick. It's just crazy. I don't know why. I mean, it makes sense, but it's like crazy.
I know. It's a thing that's in you that you always do. Like after watching something, you always feel like, what if this happens to me? So you take the movie problem and you make it yours.
I do. I carry it so much. Like now, I only watch comedy stuff because I have enough things to stress about. So if you ask me what you want to watch, it's gonna be something comedy. Because anything else, like I get depressed. I take it personally. I'm like, what? So it really depends. But I have the fear of everything going wrong. I feel like to this point of my life, God has carried me through, and I'm waiting for like Him to drop the ball. That sounds really weird because, God doesn't drop the ball. But I'm waiting for the day when He's going to like test me, or when everything is gonna go wrong and my faith is gonna be put to a test, that kind of thing. So I'm waiting to suffer, which is a terrible way to live life. So, guys, live life in the moment. If everything is going good, don't be expecting the worst. Don't be looking for, something that is not even wrong. But apparently, everyone is afraid of losing a loved one. Coming back to you, Terry. But the problem is when it's so deep and you're obsessed with the idea that something could happen to your loved ones, it could lead to toxic dependence. Do you think you have that?
I somehow I have a weird way of handling things, and that's not really something that I have. It's something that is quite not really close. Maybe I haven't really give it time to, or I haven't really thought about it, but it's something that is far away. And you,
Toxic dependence?
yes.
No, I don't. I don't know. I kind of learned to survive on my own, do what I gotta do. So I think I have the opposite. I can just be silent sometimes, which is toxic in its own. Just go quiet and just be focused on whatever I'm doing. So yeah. But coming back to me, since I'm the person with the so many fears, oh, I have a fear of maybe not dogs, but I have a fear of dogs. Okay, I'll put it this way. So I realize that sometimes you can project your fears. For example, one day I came back from work, was walking home, and I saw this man walking his dog. It was a big dog, scary dog, and as I was walking by it, it kind of like barked at me, and it was like attempting to come towards me, but he had it on a leash. So it looked like an aggressive dog, right? And then as I was walking off my street, this lady is walking a dog again, and this time it's not on the leash and it's ran. It started running towards me, and when I saw it, the first thing I thought was about that other big dog. I was like, oh no, danger. But the thing is that this dog was small. It was cute. It probably wouldn't have caused much harm. But because I was just thinking about that other big dog, I projected my fear of that big dog on this small dog. So I realized that sometimes we can pass through certain situations or know certain people, go through situations with them, and then you're sort of scarred by that or traumatized by it. And then you go to the next person and you pass the same trauma that you felt with that other person just because, you haven't fully processed the other trauma. So I realized, oh, this is why I reacted this way. But yeah, if I'm with someone, I'm not scared of dogs. If I'm alone, I'm like, am I safe?
For that reason, I've made it a point that I am definitely gonna buy you a dog. Maybe when it's a puppy, and
Oh
then
no.
you're gonna have to grow into knowing
Oh
that
no.
dogs can be really, 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 really sociable, and
Oh
they can
no.
be the best friend. You know that?
I know someone who got hurt by a dog and it was really bad. Um,
I keep telling you
so
about that
yes.
story. No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Uh,
It'll be your dog.
but I don't know if you have this fear, but I have the fear of being inadequate, like of not being enough. Like it's sort of like a fear of failure. Like maybe because like I have a small voice. Not really, but I'm kind of small. And then people don't take me that seriously unless I'm like, take me seriously. So I have a fear of like not being heard, just feeling small and like not being enough. Like I push myself so much. Like I just want excellence. But now I'm telling myself that it's okay to fail. I know that's not a good thing to tell yourself, but it's helping. Like it's putting less pressure on me, realizing that failure is not such a bad thing. I can learn from a failure. It's not the end of the story.
I think that is really a relevant point within this discussion. Most people go through that, the fear of not being enough. It's like even when they're making a presentation at work, they feel like, is what I did enough, good enough? Or when they're talking to someone, am I enough? Or if they have someone in their life, their partners, am I enough? Am I going to be enough for that person? Am I going to be all like full and whole for that person? That fear is real. And in most cases, people end up being with the wrong people just because they feel like, oh, I might not be good enough with this one, so I better just get out of the relationship and be with someone else. But then at the same time, you realize that
Facts.
it's just fear that made you drop that thing. It's just fear or the thought that, oh, what if
Yep.
I'm not good enough for him, so I just better just go for this lower person just because I feel like, oh, he can probably appreciate me better. But then at the end of the day, you're just settling for less because you feel like what you really wanted is too high for you to reach.
Yeah. And like I realized people be like, oh, you never find someone who loves me as much as I love you. I feel like that's a toxic thing to say. Because, hello, God loves me more than you would ever love me. And my parents love me. So it ties someone to you in an unhealthy way. Because now they're just afraid of leaving you because they don't want to not have love. So it's a dangerous thing to say. Try to avoid it. And then I fear of not meeting people's expectations of me, which sounds crazy because you don't live to please other people. But man, it's hard because coming out of, well, going into this stage of my life that's called adulthood, it's like all along I was expected to meet certain goals. Like, parents were like, pass school, church be like, remain holy. Like everyone just wants you to be like this perfect being. And there's just that fear of not meeting their expectations and just losing control of what people think of you as like that perfect, amazing human being.
You know what? After the whole, let's say you feel like you're not gonna be enough for church, at work, and whatnot, that would then force you, or the fear would then force you to become someone that you're not. So you end up pretending as if you like ice cream, yet you don't. Just because you're fearing that, oh,
Yeah.
once the guys go out for lunch, they're gonna grab ice cream, and I'm not an ice cream person. Are they gonna treat me like I'm good enough, or I can also be human enough amongst them? So that's gonna force you to probably start doing things that you don't even want to do. So that fear is actually
Yeah.
happening in
Like,
people right now. Like, I mean, in most people, and we don't probably realize it's actually a fear because we sugarcoat it. We don't take it out there. We just bring it in close and be like, you know what? No, because I can fit in. I just want to be like that person. But oh, can I just be me? So I think the fear is actually real. It's there.
it's real. It's very real. I mean, obviously, there's some fears that, are good for you because they drive you to be better. But sometimes over God is not giving us the spirit of fear. But overthinking certain things can end up bringing you down instead of actually helping you to keep going, if that makes sense. So, to be honest, once you set your own expectations of yourself, don't let them be too high. Don't be a perfectionist because, life is not perfect. You ain't ever going to be perfect. But the truth is, guys, there's so many fears. Some people are afraid of the dark. afraid of public speaking, afraid of clowns, afraid of snakes, which I'm low-key afraid of snakes because, Eve encountered a snake and that didn't end well. Fear of blood, fear of water, fear of death, getting old, people, fear of germs, fear of being alone. There's so many fears, and the truth is like, you're not alone. There's someone else who feels that fear, someone else who understands where you're coming from. And if we could all just be one big support system and therapy system and loving system, life will be a so much more better place. So conclusion, guys, we discovered that Terrence has more than one fear. So he just didn't want to open up. That's the truth. But I'm glad we talked about this. You don't have to let us know some of your fears, but just, think about it and realize it, because there's power in recognition and acceptance, and then just work through it. But thank you so much for joining us for another episode. We're so excited to be talking to you. And thank you for supporting. Thank you for following through. Send us the Google form for your feedback or any topics you want us to talk about. And just follow us on YouTube, subscribe on your favorite podcast site. And we want to hear from you, and we appreciate you. Terrence, any last words?
Oh, thank you so much, guys, for staying with us, and we will be looking forward to having you again in a few days, as we're gonna have another episode coming out. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.